Good afternoon. Thank you everybody for coming. We're going to get started, but there is still plenty of food left, so feel free to keep eating, go get more, and we'll just keep the program running so that we can get out on time. Okay. So my name is Kelly Minerath. I'm the Executive Director of the Alexandria Education Foundation, and I have the privilege of being your MC today. On behalf of the Foundation Board of Directors, we want to welcome you to the 16th Annual Hall of Fame Induction. Today we come together to induct our next class into the Education Foundation Alumni Hall of Fame, celebrating the legacy of achievement of three very special individuals, Michael Anderson, Dave Dittberner, and Christina Krist. I want to take a moment to say thank you to area businesses for their generosity as foundation sponsors. Please join me in recognizing their generosity in supporting today's luncheon. Before we begin our program, let's take time to give thanks for our fellowship. There is a slight change in the program due to the football game, but at this time I invite Jay Sealing to come forward to give the invocation.
Thank you, Kelly. Greetings, everyone. The Gospel of John opens with a reference to creation. En archein ein hologos kai hologos ein proston theon kai theos ein hologos. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and God was the Word. So we open our gathering in reverence. Great Creator, thank you on behalf of all gathered here today. We thank you for your many and abundant blessings. Thank you for life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings, for sustenance, for friendship. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing responsibilities. Bless this meal and this moment of fellowship, of community, as we come together to recognize and honor these Hall of Fame inductees. They are beacons, blossoms in the garden of your creation, reminding us of the value of wisdom, wit, and lifelong learning. Continue to guide and bless the work of this foundation. Give us courage. As Yoda reminds us, fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Lead us away from suffering. As Confucius says, education breeds confidence. Confidence breeds hope. Hope breeds peace. And it is in this peace we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Jay. Now please turn your attention to the Alexandria Area High School Pop Group. They're going to come here. Up here.
Caroling through the snow, Christmas bells are ringing. Joyous voices sweet and clear, sing the sad of heart to cheer. Ding dong, Christmas bells are ringing. Caroling through the town, Christmas bells are ringing. Caroling up and down, Christmas bells are ringing. Mark ye well the song we sing, gladsome tidings now we bring. Ding dong, Christmas bells are ringing. Caroling near and far, Christmas bells are ringing. Following yonder star, Christmas bells are ringing. Sing we all this happy morn, lo, the King of heaven is born. Ding dong, Christmas bells are ringing.
Hello, we are the Alexandria Carolers, and we're so excited to be singing for you today. My name is Marissa Rosu. I'm a senior at the high school, and my favorite thing about Thanksgiving is mashed potatoes.
I'm Olivia Riley. I am a senior as well, and my favorite part of Thanksgiving is pie.
I'm Lauren Heseltine. My favorite part of Thanksgiving is also mashed potatoes.
I'm Teddy Tonkin, and my favorite part of Thanksgiving is probably the stuffing.
I'm Ruby Jensen, and my favorite part of Thanksgiving is cranberry sauce.
My name is Gavin Schmidt. I'm a 10th grader, and my favorite part of Thanksgiving is leaving.
My name is Nicholas Cook. I am an 11th grader, and my favorite part about Thanksgiving is stuffing.
I'm Andrew Krauser. I'm a senior, and my favorite part of Thanksgiving is football.
I'm Caden Howard. I am also a senior, and my favorite part of Thanksgiving is also mashed potatoes.
I'm Christy Knudsen. I'm a senior, and I'm with the mashed potato people.
I'm Miley Montag. I'm a senior, and my favorite part about Thanksgiving is about the 15 to 20 pies my family bakes every year.
My name is Leah Zenner. I'm also a 12th grader, and I like stuffing.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong ding dong, that is their song, with joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they sound, raising the sound, o'er hill and dale, telling a tale. Gaily they ring, while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Many, 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 many praise God. Many, 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 many praise God. On this end, on without end, their joyful tone to every home. Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong ding dong, that is their song, with joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound, o'er hill and dale, sounding the tale. Gaily they ring, while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Many, 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 many praise God. Many, 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 many praise God. On this end, on without end, their joyful tone to every home. Ding dong, ding dong. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills and plains, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love.
Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas.
Good afternoon. My name is Angie Krebs, and I have the pleasure of serving as the chair of the Alexandria School Board. My colleagues are not able to be in attendance today, but they also are proud to serve you on the school board. They would include board members Alan Ziethammer, Lauren Knudsen, Pam Carlson, Maureen Eigen, Dave Anderson, and Sean Riley. The mission of the Alexandria Public School District is to inspire a lifelong passion for learning and educational excellence. To accomplish this, we need champions of our mission. One of these vital champions is the Alexandria Education Foundation. We appreciate the leadership and the vision that the Alexandria Education Foundation brings to our community through such things as funding teachers' innovative classroom grants and awarding student scholarships. Over 4,000 students, preschool through 12th grade, are impacted each year through the educational grants that are funded. This means more opportunities and enhanced learning experience for students district-wide. We value this long-standing partnership, and we are grateful for the support that the Education Foundation provides to our students, staff, and schools. To all of you who are investing in the Education Foundation and helping us fulfill the mission of the district, I sincerely thank you on behalf of the Alexandria School Board, staff, and students.
Good afternoon. I think it's afternoon, right? We're afternoon, yeah, 12:10, good. Rick Sandstead, Superintendent in Alexandria Schools, and have the distinct pleasure of presenting the ACE Award on behalf of our school district here today. I do want to take a moment and say, Jay, that I think is the first time, I'm a big Star Wars guy, first time I heard Yoda woven into a prayer, so well done, well done. The ACE Award, and as Angie mentioned, it's just a great chance to celebrate here today, and so part of this celebration is the ACE Award that stands for a Champion in Education. This annual award recognizes individuals within the Alexandria School District who support public education through advocacy, partnership, service, or donation of resources. Contributions could occur in a single year, over several years. And champions are selected for their deeds and accomplishments that have made a significant positive impact on the students of Alexandria Public Schools. Honorees receive an individual engraved award, and the names of our ACE Award recipients are displayed on a wall plaque at the District Welcome Center. It gives me great pleasure to announce this year's champion in education, Jennifer Height. Now, Jennifer's son, Mac, is getting ready to play at US Bank Stadium, and so she is exactly where a parent should be today, which is with her son and cheering on the Cardinals. I want to talk a little bit about Jen's contributions, which do span several years. So countless hours to enhance our kids' experiences here and across sites. Here's just a few of the impacts that Jen has made over her time. Woodland Elementary School, a classroom volunteer that's happened over the last 7 years. Volunteering for special events, stuffing backpacks. We send backpacks of food home each weekend with families in need. Jen's a part of that. Junior Great Books. A number of our kids along the way have been led by Jen in the Junior Great Books volunteering. And that's multiple times a week across multiple classrooms. She's been a lunch buddy. We have a program through Alexandria Public Schools that has adults in the community volunteer. Our social workers identify students that need another mentor during their day, and so Jen's had a chance to participate in that lunch buddy program. Math Masters, this is an opportunity where kids get to extend their math enrichment. She's helped out in that program. Very vital in our 2019 operating levy. She was the site team rep at Woodland Elementary School. She's been a long-standing member of the Alexandria Education Foundation as a board member, and then also supports the Cardinal Grid Club. With that, in recognition of Jen's accomplishments, and I think, Kelly, we have a quote up here and from Jen as well, but I know she's not here today, but I would ask that in recognition of her service really to our schools, our kids, our community, I would like to ask you to give Jen a round of applause for her service, and then you can see Jen's remarks here on the screen. So if you would join me in a round of applause for Jen. Next up, you want me to do this part? All right. Sweet. And just because Lucas Gatto, I'd ask Lucas Gatto to come up. I'd like to take a moment to introduce Lucas Gatto, Technology Integration Specialist, Community Engagement Coordinator, to share how teacher innovation grants funded by the foundation have impacted the learning of our students at Discovery Middle School. Lucas.
Hey everybody. Yep. So real quick, that's close. All right, let me try again. So real quick, I'm Lucas Gatto. This is my 10th year already up here in Alexandria. Former social studies teacher, and then tech integration and community engagement here the last 7 years, and it's been super fun. I'm glad to be back and be up here and talk again and kind of share a little sneak peek of some of the cool stuff we get to do. But so just like kind of like let you know like who else you're impacting is so I've got a family. My wife here on the far side, I'm a huge Iowa State Cyclones fan. So we try to go down there at least once a year, but she's a teacher. She's at Woodland. She's a second grade teacher and has been here just as long. And then we have two daughters, Braylon on the left. She just started preschool this year in the Early Ed Center and is just absolutely loving it. I've never thought I'd read so many books in my life when we get home, but it's great. We keep going. And then on the next little one is Keely. That's our 1-year-old. She just turned 1 here about a month ago. So this work is really, really important to me. This is the stuff that you guys support and do, because not only does it feed my passion for teaching and education of kids, but most importantly to me, it's going to affect my kids as well. So just a little bit of an introduction there. And so, is this mobile? I can't even see what I'm... There we go. So this is kind of a fun one. I actually did this last time I was here, but I probably don't remember. But what do you think when you hear the phrase 21st century learning? This is the interactive portion. AI. AI? Distance. Distance? AI, distance? Self-directed? Okay. Well, it's kind of fascinating to me. So like I said, I have a 1-year-old who was born last year, but I started thinking about it. So a child born this year will be graduating high school around 2040, 2041. And then on the next point, when you think about that, that same child is likely going to retire sometime around 2080, 2085. That's about 65 years old. Likely living to the year 2100. That sounds weird. It sounds super goofy to me coming from the 80s. But what's crazy about that is, if you think about education, you think about the last 5 years, what's changed? The last 10 years, what's changed? Think about since I was in high school, I graduated in 2008. Maybe you guys a little bit around that time, a little bit older. How quickly things have changed, and without groups like this, how do we prepare ourselves and the next group of kids for what's coming for them? And this is really what the impact grants are all about in Alexandria. And so to give you a little bit of a quick background. I'm almost done, I promise.
Good job.
All right. But, so we started, this is 7 years ago. We started with VR headsets from the grants from you guys. So we use our own phones. You put it in, you get to look around at Chichen Itza or the Ivory Towers, whatever it is you wanted to. And then we kind of got a little bit better. We got into Ceros encoding GPSs for geocaching. We got a drone. And then with those Ceros, the kids started learning coding and programming and all that stuff. Kind of got, at first it was kind of one of those really cool extension pieces that we got to do. And it turned into something that's embedded into the curriculum. It keeps getting younger and younger because our kids keep getting smarter and smarter. So they challenge us as adults to get smarter and try to find new ways to engage them, which is always exciting. And so now looking at this here, this is the impact grant that I got to work on with Mr. Henn, who would have been here, but he also has a son on the football team, so he is late on the cities too. But this is one of those fun things that it's an old project with a new spin. And so anybody do those CO2 dragster cars when you were in like middle school, high school? They were sweet, right? Now, instead of having a nail or something you're trying to hit the back of the CO2 car to go, we got this track through the grant last year. So you can see kind of in the bottom picture, there's controllers that the kids get to use. And on the top left side, it does their time, distance, and speed. And so it'll tell you how fast the cars traveled to the thousandth of a second, 30 feet. We had races. We had, actually I see Tim Olson in the back. His daughter got second place when we did our race. It was this big board tournament, where the kids got to go. I think she got second place by 1/1000th of a second. So it was pretty crazy, but the kids had so much fun, and it helped us revitalize our shop. So we now have shopping in the middle school. It's fully functioning, and as far as I know, there aren't a lot of middle schools that have those types of woodworking tools and opportunities for kids. But because of this grant, that helped us kind of get going and getting after it. So the last thing I'll leave you with is just a quick video just to give you an idea of how fast these cars come off. So there's two different types of gas that you can buy for these little CO2 cartridges. You can buy a 4 gram or an 8 gram. And me and Mr. Henn also had a lot of fun making cars with the kids. So we went with the 8 grams so that they go a bit faster. So they top out at about 45, 50 miles an hour, which we did not know when we first bought the cartridges. But it worked out really, really well, and the kids had a blast. So. You can imagine our surprise the first time we had a kid on the end. No, so it all worked out great. fast. And really what it comes down to is you guys being able to create these types of opportunities for our kids every day and all year long. So thank you for supporting that.
All right, thank you, Lucas. Where are we at here? So now I'd like to take a minute to introduce members of the Education Foundation Board of Directors. As I call your name, please stand and be recognized, and we'll hold our applause until all the names have been read. Patrick Kalina, Patrick Running, Jeff Montgomery, Lori Schmidt, Linda Nelson, Molly Aiken, Heather Tim, Tyler Bredesen, Claire Anderson, Jen Height, Mary Ripley, Mark Sugden, Brittany Thorson, and Darcy Josephson. I appreciate all the work you guys put into the foundation board and supporting my work, and just let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Okay, now to the good stuff here. In 2007, the Education Foundation Board of Directors established the Alumni Hall of Fame to honor graduates or any staff or faculty member who has earned distinction or achievement in their chosen field. Anyone may submit a nomination, and nominations are accepted throughout the year. The award criteria and the nomination form can be found on the Foundation's website. Nominations submitted remain on the file with the Education Foundation to be reviewed annually for future consideration. And all Hall of Fame inductees are honored with a plaque that sits in the district office. The 3 outstanding individuals that we induct today will join an illustrious group of 46 other alumni graduates and staff who have been previously honored. The full listing is in your program, and it's our treat to have a couple of them present, I believe, today. If you are a past inductee, would you please stand or wave to be recognized? Great, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to celebrate with us. As I introduce each honoree for the alumni class of 2023, I will give a summary of their career highlights, and I encourage you to take the time to read their full bio in your programs. Each honoree will have the opportunity to speak for a few minutes, and I know that their voice and their story is what you're looking forward to hearing today. So let's begin. Mr. Michael Anderson, class of 1985, is a retired FBI special agent. Michael served our country as a leader in the FBI beginning in Miami in 1995. His FBI career included assignments in public corruption, civil rights, white-collar crime, intelligence, human resources, terrorism, counterintelligence, and all cyber programs in various cities throughout the country. He culminated his 22-year FBI career as the special agent in charge of all programs in Chicago in 2017. After retiring from the FBI, Michael became the general manager of cyber and corporate security for Arizona Public Service, electric utility. And he presently works for Arizona State University as Assistant VP for Enterprise Risk and Resiliency Management and is chairman of the board for the Phoenix Police Foundation. At this time, Michael, I invite you to come forward to accept your award. Oh, sure. Set that there.
Thank you. And you want my comments now?
Yeah, yep.
Thank you, Kelly. Good afternoon, everyone. Full disclosure, why are we here in November instead of September? It's because of me. I contracted COVID 2 days before coming out here. And unfortunately, my parents, Larry and Karen Anderson, who winter out in Sun City, couldn't be here because they're out there now. So, but they'll see the video. So, hi, Mom and Dad, how are you? Such an honor, everyone, and a privilege to be nominated, considered, and selected for this position. During this process, I looked at kind of the other selectees over the years and all the contributions that they had made to the Alexandria community over the years, and I was like, wow, do I even belong in this group? Because I graduated in 1985, and the fact is I moved away, and I came back every year in the summer, only the summer, never the winter. So it's very special to me, and it means a lot to me that you've recognized that I'm still an Alexandrian, and so it's very, very special to me. And I was thinking and talking to Kelly a little bit about What should I talk about up here? Should I talk about FBI stuff? Should I talk about Alexandria stuff? She says, well, either one, weave them in. And so one thing I guess I'd like to say, just take a couple minutes to how Alexandria kind of shaped my professional career, particularly the FBI, but other things that I had done. And so my memories of Alexandria in my house is a lot of laughter. My cherished memories with my teachers and my classmates was a lot of laughter and a lot of personal connections. And I think I was talking to the school earlier today about what's the most important trait of an FBI agent is the ability to talk to someone and to listen to someone and connect with them. And so I think Alexandria really provided that in this community. My brother and my mom and my dad, it was and just all of my friends. And so when I look back and think about all those times and how much that really shaped me is to develop those relationships. And then sports is another thing that was everything to me growing up in Alexandria. Look at me, believe me, I was on the varsity basketball team, right? That was a different era, right? 1980s. So we weren't that good. In the football team, we definitely weren't playing down at the Viking Stadium. But the things you learn, the teamwork, how people can rely on you, the ability to learn how to lose, because I lost a couple big cases in the FBI, the ability to handle winning and knowing that people rely on you, and all the coaches and the teachers. Mike Donahue was, believe it or not, my cornerbacks coach. Many years ago, and he's still coaching today, which I think is fantastic. Ron Domschott. Bob Kniff was my fifth grade basketball coach, and I think I might have been his first class in fifth grade in Washington Elementary. And I had all women teaching until Bob Kniff, and then he brought his baseball card collection in. I'm like, this guy, he's, he had me at Willie Mays, So Don Perkle, Harvey Kranzler. I mean, I could just go on. Scott Fodness, Tom Eakinson. The connection there was humor and connection and laughter and engagement. And so that meant so much to me, both with sports and with in a school setting. And then also, I want to thank my parents and my brother who worked side by side with me, my brother Eric Anderson, who was class of 83. One day, I was in fifth grade, my brother was in seventh grade, and my dad came home and said, hey, you guys want a job? And I'm like, I'm in fifth grade, I need a job already? And he said, I have an opportunity, the three of us can be the custodians at the Oaks Club. We have to do it at 4:30 in the morning because I have to be in class. My dad taught at the tech school. He needs to be in there by 6:30. So 4:30 every morning, 6 days a week, my brother and I and my dad clean the Elks Club. And my dad was great. He gave us all the money. He split the money. And if you recall, back in the late 70s, you remember what the interest rate was in the 1970s? Passbook savings account, like 14% on my passbook savings. So I was making some money, and he thought about that too because he knew I wanted to play sports. So I was able to kind of do that. And he also said, I don't have to worry about you being out too late at night when I know you're getting up at 4:30 in the morning. So that was huge. And then we ended up moving over to, we got a promotion, and we ended up being custodians at the old Muni liquor store over by Big Ole. And we did that. I did that all the way through high school. I was here last summer, and I went in and I said, hey, do you guys still give employee discounts? So work experience, the engagement with the teachers and all of that in this environment here in Alexandria really, I felt, prepared me and gave me a level of confidence to go out and do things and hopefully engage in public service, and thank you so much for validating that today. So I don't want to go on too long because I know I'm in the middle, or I'm between you and the football game, but I always bring a prop. I do a lot of public speaking back in the day, so I always have props. So I brought this with me today. This is from a museum, or should be from a museum. It's my old football jersey, right? Yeah? That's right. That's right. Fired up. Let's get ready. Go Cards. Thank you so much.
Okay, next up we have Dave Dittberner. class of 1951, was a lifelong educator and mentor at, I went over this so many times, Gethsemane? Gethsemane, okay, thank you, Lutheran Church and School in Maplewood, Minnesota. During Dave's 40-year career, he taught for 26 years and then served as principal for 14 years. In addition, he served as bus driver, athletic director, youth director, Sunday school teacher, band and choir director, and coached many sports. Upon retiring to Alexandria, he and his wife Carol were involved in bond referendums to ensure quality facilities and learning environments in Alexandria Public Schools, and would be found cheering on their grandchildren at Cardinal events. Unfortunately, Dave passed away in 2017, so he is being honored posthumously. I'd like to invite Dave's lovely wife, Carol, to come forward now to accept on her husband's behalf.
Can you see me? I'm here. Good. Okay. This is not part of my speech, but I just was, when Mike was talking, I thought, oh my goodness. 10 years ago, my husband and I, he was still alive, nominated Paul McCabe to be in the Hall of Fame. And we were at this lunch, it was about 10 years ago, it could be 11 or 12, but I just thought that was quite a coincidence. Here we have another one, and Paul was going to be here, but he's in California. He's not in with the FBI anymore. He retired like 20 years ago. I think he went into FBI work about 40 years ago. So he's my nephew. Okay, thank you very much. With a grateful heart, I humbly accept this Hall of Fame honor of posthumously for my husband of 60 years, Dave Dittberner. A big thank you to my son-in-law, Jay Sealing, for nominating him. I also am thankful that we could enjoy a beautiful life together with our 4 children, Mike, Tim, Joel, and Debbie. And Mike and Tim and Debbie are here today, and I'm so thankful. And that Dave could return with me for his last 17 years after retirement to Alexandria, really Leaf Valley and Lake Miltona, and to the school district, where he substitute taught and officiated sports in his retirement until he was 79 years old. Quite a journey. Education. Dave's life was education. He was educated with love and deep giving. He became an educator that gave back that gift to children. He encouraged and created more educators that keep on giving even today. His mother, Emma Fosslin, was a teacher, and she graduated with a teaching degree from Alexandria School District. Yes. Probably around 23, we're not sure, 23 to 25. We have the certificate on a wall at Emma's house. And she was a teacher. She graduated with a teaching degree, and she grew up in Moe Township, but her first teaching job was in the one-room school in Leaf Valley, District 23, where she met Dave's dad, a neighbor. Dave was born to Art and Emma March 31st, 93. He'd be 90 years old right now. And delivered at home by the notable Dr. Tanquist. Maybe some of you remember him. Dave grew up on Grandpa Dittberner's family farm and attended District 23. But at the age of 11, his parents purchased the Valley Mercantile and changed the name to Dittberner's Store. We all now know it as the Leaf Valley Merc or just the Merc. Both of Dave's grandfathers loved music, and Grandpa Albert Dittberner taught Dave how to chord on the piano, and they would play duets in the evening as Grandpa joined on his violin. On his mother's side, Grandpa Alfred Fossen played many instruments, including the violin and 5 area bands around this area. So Dave had music in his genes. Right after Dave graduated from 8th grade, his parents took him to Carlson Music in Alexandria, where his parents and Sid Carlson, the owner, maybe some of you remember him, picked out just the right shiny brass trumpet for him at the age of 14. That summer he lived with Grandpa and Grandma Fosslin and received private lessons, trumpet lessons from Grandpa in preparation for high school at Central High. He made it into the high school band after one summer of lessons, and that was under the direction of the popular Vince Donino. Maybe some will remember him or stories about him. And so Dave was in the band and different music groups for 4 years. Dave continued to direct bands himself and played trumpet in small groups and solo for many, many years. By the way, I cherish that trumpet to this day as it hangs in my apartment. Well, Dave loved music and Dave loved sports, but he lived in Leaf Valley, and the distance to Leaf Valley round trip is 34 miles. And that was a huge obstacle for, then it was all young boys, I'm sorry, for sports participation. There was no activity bus after school in 1947, but some local men from the Alexandria Kiwanis had previously created a solution and formed an after-school carpool for the rural boys in outlying areas of Garfield and Miltona, Leaf Valley, Nelson, etc. Can you imagine the dedication of those men? No reimbursement, I'm sure, and late suppers for all of them. What a gift. Dave shared so many stories about the nurturing and education he received, not only from his parents and family, but the whole Alexandria community and school district. Being raised in this community for Dave and his many friends was like being wrapped up with arms around them. It developed their values, their character, and their future success. It is no surprise that after 4 years in college, where I was blessed to meet him and become his sweetheart, he gave it back to children because of the exceptional support that he had received from his family, community, and the school district. For 40 years, he was a beloved educator, a teacher, coach, band director, and principal. He was exceptional at it and led so many students in his footsteps to become educators and to give back. In closing, I wish to thank this community and school district for delivering such love and education not only to my husband, but to so many children, including my great-grandchildren that live in this district. Your gift to him and others keeps giving, and I am grateful. We are all grateful. Thank you, and God bless you. Sorry, I need help in going down these steps. I'm 87. And I haven't been working on steps. I just work on exercise.
Thank you, Carol. And finally, Dr. Christina Krist, class of 2005, is a current researcher and professor at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. She researches best teaching practices in the area of science education, teaches science education teachers, and is also currently writing an open source textbook with other researchers from Germany. In addition, she travels internationally to present her research to many other universities and institutions. She has been presented with several fellowships and awards for her research, including, most recently, the 2023 National Association for Research in Science Teaching Early Career Research Award. At this time, Christina, please come forward to be recognized.
Hello. Thank you. It's a great honor to be here, and like the silver lining of you getting sick was that I'm able to be here now. So I'm glad you're doing okay, and I'm glad that I was able to be here today and see you all in person and say thank you in person as well. It's also not at all lost on me that as I was kind of looking through the list of past awardees, I'm a little bit of a spring chicken. I also had a little bit of imposter syndrome, like, do I really belong on this list? So it's very humbling, and I'm really honored to be selected and be receiving this award today. As I was also thinking back on the role that my K-12 education here played on my trajectory and my career, I had a hard time kind of putting the pieces together. I've been in school for a long time. I'm maybe a little bit addicted to school, and my husband is maybe worse. He couldn't be here today because after getting a PhD, he decided to go to medical school. So he's doing interviews for residencies right now. So there's been a lot of education. But there were two things that really stood out to me, I think, as foundational, important pieces of my time here that I've carried with me and that has shaped what I've gone on to do. So first of all, I'm really grateful for my parents and my family who who really instilled a love of learning, and that learning for learning's sake is valuable in and of itself. The role of a researcher and a professor is kind of to be a lifelong learner, so that's what I do professionally now. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that my time here in school instilled that in me, and that I'm able to carry that on and hopefully instill it in other teachers and students and undergraduates as well. In addition to their encouragement, I'm grateful to have been part of a school community that really supported, and I think still supports, the development of students as holistic and well-rounded individuals. I think that's been exemplified here, actually. There's a football game going on. We heard the carolers. I heard a reference to Math Masters, which was near and dear to my heart as an extracurricular activity. And so I think that the fact that a student here can be involved in all of those activities for the love of doing them and enjoying doing them, and is really unique. As I've talked to kind of my peers who went to other kinds of schools and other kinds of districts, that's usually not the case. And so I think that is an important and unique feature of education here that I'm happy to see the foundation and the district continuing to support. And I think along with that broad exposure to different kinds of activities, to being involved in orchestra and speech and math league and whatever else you do, nurtures creativity and innovation. And I think that's what the world needs. That's what I hope to inspire in my students too, is innovative thinkers who can be well-rounded individuals and seek to make the world a better place. So finally, thanks also to the Education Foundation for starting this Hall of Fame, and for the work you're doing all around. I think I know both professionally and personally it's really important for young people to see examples of what people like them who came from where they came from went on to do. And so I think this is an important effort that is doing that, that's encouraging greatness in many ways, shapes, and forms, and that continues to promote a culture of excellence and of lifelong learning. So thank you.
All right, look at that. We're getting out of here early. In closing, on behalf of the Foundation Board of Directors, I want to thank you and everyone in attendance for taking the time to join our celebration today. I encourage you to support our work of the Foundation by becoming a 206 Club member, and you can do that very easily on our website. Also, mark your calendars for Ed Rock, our summer fundraising concert being held on June 29th, 2024. It's a Saturday this year, so we can have extra fun. A big thank you to the Floral Creations class at Alexandria Area High School. They are the ones that put together these beautiful centerpieces. And please, one person from each table, take one home. Otherwise, I will have a lot of flowers at my house that I don't need. So take one of those with you today. Finally, rumor has it, the Cardinal football game will be playing on at least one TV, like across the hall. So if you can play hooky from work for the rest of the day, you can go watch the football team win today on the TV over there. So that's all we have for you today. Thank you again so much for coming, and go Cards!